Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time. We're jumping right into today's topic because I'm really excited. We're talking about your crush. How does this person that you are thinking about, your crush, how do they see you right now? You know, uh, are they into you? Do they like you? Do they have feelings for you? How do they view you? We're gonna get into as many details as we can. And of course, we're keeping it open as far as how long you've been crushing on this person, short time, long term. We're leaving that open as well. It could be just the person you are excited about. Okay. That being said, let's get straight into the pile selection. And again, if you already know what's crystal or tarot deck that is attracting you the most, the timestamps are down below. So for pile one, we are using the Sunset Sodalite crystal. And for your reading today, we are using the DC Tarot deck. So the DC Tarot deck with the Sunset Sodalite crystal. For pile one. Pile two, we are using the Lapis Lazuli crystal. And for your reading today, we have the Neon Tarot. So the Neon Tarot with the Lapis Lazuli crystal for your reading, pile two. Pile three, we have this Amazonite crystal. And we will be using the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck for your reading today. So the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck with the Amazonite crystal, pile three. So guys, feel free to take a moment to pause at this time if you need it, and just tap into the energy. Now, again, if you have more than one crush, feel free to check out another pile if you're attracted to more than one. You might have messages, again, if you have multiple crushes or more than one person that you're thinking about. So, with that being said, we're going to figure it out. How does your crush see you in this present moment? And I will meet you at your reading. Bye, guys. Pile one, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Sunset Sodalite crystal or the DC then you are at the right place. We're talking about your crush today. I'm like stumbling over my, intro, thinking about your crush. So the person you're thinking about, what's going on? How are they viewing you in the present moment? Okay, do they have feelings? Are they seeing you in a good perspective? Now, I will warn you, I don't know what messages are coming through. So, again, hopefully your crush is seeing you in a authentic way. But let's see, we're going to dig in. So let's give this one more good shuffle. I haven't used this deck in so long. So let me give it one more. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit, for coming through for the collective energy as always. For pile one. So we're tuning in. All right, guys. Let's get into it. So your crush, this person that you're crushing on, that's on your mind right now. What's going on? How does this person, your crush, how do they see you? How do they see you, Pauline? How does this person... Okay, the Empress. Whoa. I mean, game over. But we do have more cards to come out. So let's get the full picture. But this is the Empress, and it is card number 3. Major Arcana, Taurus energy. Now, Spirit. How does Pauline's crush see them? Okay, one fell on the ground. And we got the 3 of Wands. It fell in reverse, but since it's on the ground, I'm going to double check. Okay, so 3 of Wands in the reversal. Let's see what else. Spirit, how does Pauline's crush see them? What do we need to see? 6 of Swords. And then we have the 9 of Swords coming, flopping in the reverse. Interesting. I'm like, what deck am I using? I forget this is the DC deck. I haven't used it in quite a while, but again, every time I use my decks nowadays, it's like using it for the first time when I'm channeling messages. Okay, we got the Page of Swords coming through. 10 of Wands. Let's move these up. What do we need to see, Spirit? How does Pauline's crush see Pauline? 2 of Pentacles is coming through. Oh, wow. Getting really strong energy. Temperance. Funny enough, Temperance comes through as I got that little bit of a rush. Bottom of the deck energy, 3 of Cups in the reversal. So, Pauline, it's a little interesting how this person sees you, okay? We got a lot of this person being in their head when it comes to you. I do feel as though there might be some sort of long distance. This could be literal, where you guys are at a physical distance. I think that's going to be for some of you. Others of you, this could be one of those distances just energetically. But someone had to leave. Someone had to walk away. Something is coming into balance, though. Okay, sorry. That was just something that had to come up. But I want to focus on the messages for today because we're asking, how does your crush see you? So we're going to start over here, guys, because the Empress is beautiful. Like, look at this. You know, gosh, I wonder if that's Ivy. Is Ivy a DC character? From the Batman series. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Batman is DC. I know Superman is. But anyway, the Empress is beautiful, guys. They just have this, and again, if we're talking about Ivy here, that feeling of having power over the room, being magnetic, but also having like this frequency or vibrant energy that comes alive and without even saying anything, like you just have this presence. And I feel as though this person recognizes that when it comes to you. I'm also getting that you and this person are in some sort of communication. So you and your crush, for example, may be texting, especially if this is long distance. I feel with the Page coming through, there's some sort of roadblock. The page is fast moving forward movement. And swords energy, or I should say, Page of Swords energy could feel like communication. And with the Empress coming through with the Page of Swords, it feels like this communication is happening in a passionate way and a heated way whenever the two of you are communicating. Now, in the physical, if you are not actually speaking, or I should say, if you are not speaking on the phone with this person or messaging this person or in face to face, the communication could be through some sort of energetic frequency. But I think for a lot of you, it could literally be messages going back and forth, because I am getting that there is some sort of long distance that is causing a lot of overwhelm. We got the Three of Wands with the Ten of Wands. More fire energy. Fire energy is Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. And just with the yellows, it is giving that feeling of power, strength, value. I'm also noticing the stars, and they feel upright. We're getting the Three of Wands in the reverse. So I'm wondering if this person does want to close the distance. This crush that you are thinking about doesn't want to yearn for you in a way. It's almost as though they want to, it's causing them stress to be at a distance. Okay, is really what I'm trying to say. And they don't like that, and they want to, in effect, somehow be closer to you, however that means, whether it's physical closeness or if you're not communicating, this might be communication, whatever that means as far as more energy between the both of you. That's how this person sees you. So in a way, this is very positive messages. I do feel as though, to get into the Six of Swords, though, regardless of the positive messages, this could have been a very interesting situation for a lot of you. Someone could have been forced to walk away due to something beyond their control. It could have made this person feel imbalanced. This also feels like it could be a choice representing something that is on the fence for them, that they're trying to place into balance. Also, can't help but notice what feels like two rings, like marriage, something serious, something tangible. And that with the energy that we're already getting feels as though it wasn't, something this person wanted, our wants, a distance, but it had to happen in some way. I do feel as though this person is trying to heal some of this energy. They could have been very imbalanced at one point. It could have really created some toxic feelings, emotions. I'm getting headaches. I feel like as though they might have sinus issues, but it's triggering migraines for them. I'm also getting a little bit of exhaustion, like they are feeling like they just want to collapse and sleep. But that's their energy, okay? But let me focus. That just came in a rush, though, so I don't want to ignore the messages that are coming through, because for whatever reason, that is important. But to get back to how this person sees you, I feel as though at one time they may have been very stressed about this connection or you, and it could be because of reasons beyond their control. It could be because of things that has happened between the both of you, and I feel as though that's the energy that they're trying to heal and come to a better position with. So if you are at a disconnect, Three of Cups could feel like there might be a lack of contact in some way. So if this crush is looking at you, it's where they want to start communicating. Like I said, however that might look, it might be the next stage in that communication. So, because I think they don't want to be at odds with you. Now, it could also feel with the Five of Pentacles in reverse coming through, we got the Two of Wands, where if it was this person that wasn't giving into this connection, or if this felt more like one-sided, Five of Pentacles in reverse could feel, geez, it could feel as though this person wasn't ready in some way. So they may not have been giving that offer or coming forward to you in some sort of way, energetically, physically, in a communicative way. So I think how they're seeing you right now is they want to shift out of the past and head into a future where they could communicate and talk to you in a tangible way. And it could be a lot that they're trying to figure out. So I want to see what we could see with the Truth Oracle when it comes to how this person sees you. So how does Palawan's crush see them? Could you guys see that? Let me push it up a little bit. Spirit, thank you so much for the messages. I'm curious how this resonates. If you are still here, I hope this situation isn't difficult. I feel as though this person, your crush, wants to balance things out. And maybe this is all stuff happening in their own physical 3D. It might not have anything to do with you for some of you. So again, take the messages as they relate to you. Don't force anything. Let's see what we could see with the Truth Oracle though, Spirit. How does Palawan's crush see them now? How does Palawan's crush see them? What do we need to see? How does Palawan's crush see them? Okay. Apple, wisdom, death, sexuality, joy. It just feels so fruitful, abundant and healthy. I always feel like this resonates with that phrase, where eating apples is just a healthy thing to do if you eat it once a day. So this could also be someone trying to take things one step at a time at this point, and that's how they're looking at this connection. Let's see what we got. We got key, talent, single, okay, and breakup. Ooh, okay, this is interesting because we did get the Six of Swords. So I'm wondering if there was some sort of ending that they're dealing with that may not have anything to do with you. But if it is something that happened between the both of you where you are now at a distance, or someone had to walk away in some way, I feel as though there's a little bit of heartbreak attached. So this person does have these, and again, the heartbreak for this person is more in their thoughts and in their sacral, because I do think that they view you in such a passionate way. And also I feel with the Empress and just it being Taurus energy, that you are someone that feels safe for them. But don't underestimate that frequency, guys, because safe feels like the energy of someone that they know wouldn't hurt them. So if this person hurt you, or if something hurt this connection that was beyond the control of either of you, it is tearing up this person. And that's how they are viewing this right now. Now, I do feel like with single, that could be the current energy. You know, both of you could be single. They could also see you and know that you're single. Something about talent, and I'm also getting key energy too. But you might have something that's very unique about you with the Empress. It's like I said, a sight to be held where they can't, like you're hard to miss. Like they can't keep their eyes off of you. Something about you is attracting their attention. And it could be also something that you do. You know, it could be both your physicality, your physical features, I should say, but also something that you are good at. So they see that, and that is something that is attractive to them. And they may feel like that's the key into something when it comes to you. I'm wondering too if they're looking at you as someone that was an essential part of their journey or is someone that is key in an experience that they are currently going through right now. Let's also, geez, let's also get into our heart's hidden secrets, my OG, and see what else we need to see. Spirit, how does this crush see pile one right now? How does this crush see pile one? What do we need to see? What do we need to see, Spirit? Okay. Lusting. Gosh, that's the sacral energy. This person is very passionate about you. They find you very I was going to say seductive, but it's not that you're purposely seducing them. It's just that you have that vibe. You might be very gorgeous. You might have a I don't know if I could say this on YouTube. Well, I will say this. You might have that type of energy where they know behind closed doors that this is going to be the vibe, you know? So I will say what we got: resistance, realizations, trapped. It's giving that 10 of Wands energy, like that feeling of overwhelm, and nourished. So, you know, I feel with this distance, and again, that's going to look a little different for each of you guys, but I think the majority of you, someone is walked to this person or you, but there is some sort of disconnect between the both of you through distance. And I feel because of this, whether it's literal or like in the physical where someone had to move, or if it's, um, you know, figuratively speaking, where someone walked away energetically or not energetically, but I would say like stopped communicating or something like that. It's as though in this quiet, in this stillness, this person is getting those realizations. You know, they could be also viewing this connection with resistance currently. They could feel as though you might be resisting this connection. So take it as it works for this connection or this crush. And then the energy I'm getting with nourish feels as though, you know, they could be viewing you as someone that is just in complete stability. Like, you know, the Empress energy is someone that is sound, that is confident, that is incredibly in power in their own life. They could be very successful as well in the 3D. But this feels spiritual. This also feels like the energy of self improvement. So they could be viewing you as just someone that is top notch, that top shelf category where you are someone that should be treated with the absolute best. And I'm wondering if this is something that they didn't do. Okay, so let's move on. I'm curious what's going on with this crush. Let me know what type of connection this is. How long have you been crushing on this person? I'm curious. But I feel as, the energy that I'm getting from most of you hasn't been too long, but it hasn't been short either. Like it's been a little bit of time. I would say months at the very least. I want to get your angel numbers as we close out your reading, or messages, any synchronicity, spirit, or any advice when it comes to this crush and this energy. What do we need to see, spirit? Ooh. So we're getting 8s and 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. Microphone check. All right. So 12, 12, 1, 2, 1, 2. Big ventures. Says divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, faith. Now, this could feel like advice for you, Pile 1, where this is not the end. Maybe this crush, it might not be your person. It could be, it may not be, but there's still big ventures ahead and also in your present moment. And to keeping guided by your own intuition, because that could also be part of divine intervention. So I want to let's go ahead and look at this first, just before I move on, because I wanted to get one more. Forward movement, 8s, 8 of Wands, forward movement. Also 8s, I'm feeling like Scorpio energy. So it says forward movement, innovation, focus, creation, progress, forward movement, skills, and goals. Let's get one more. What else do we need to see? 1, 3, 1, 3. Justice. And that also feels like death. Scorpio energy. Again, I'm feeling. And it says change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, love. So allow that to, resonate with you how it fits. But I feel I feel the messages that are coming through with just justice, forward movement, big ventures is something about this connection is going to improve, or that's how this crush is viewing you. But also, but the other message I'm getting from Spirit, if that's not the case, then it's really going to be justice in your own world by moving forward and just allowing the events to unfold the way they are divinely unfolding. I feel as though creating goals is also a message that is coming through. You might already be focusing on something specific, but for those of you that haven't really been thinking about goals, because I think it's always important to have those, regardless of how old you are, regardless wherever you are in life, there's always, improvement, self-improvement, spiritual growth that never ends. The journey is always forward, just one step at a time. So I feel that's the kind of the message that I'm getting, where whether this person or you are going to be together, things are going to be improved and the right outcome is going to happen for you regardless. We got 909 reflection. So maybe this is time for reflection and just seeing, a different perspective, especially because this person, the way they're seeing you is through a different lens with realizations and just, I think also like gaining that wisdom, getting out of their mind I also am feeling that there is going to be some sort of forward movement when it comes to this crush in the form of communication. Let me know. Let me know what type of communication that is. And I'm feeling like it's going to happen sooner rather than later. So, with that being said, I hope this made sense and the messages, if they resonated, let me know. Send a like or leave a comment, and I will see you again. Bye, guys. Hey, everyone, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose the lapis lazuli, crystal, and or the neon tarot, then group 2, you're at the right place. So I'm excited to see what's going on with this crush that you have. You know, how do they see you right now? What is going on with how they view you, their perspective, their feelings, their emotions, any details that we need to see is what the energy is for today's reading. So, Spirit, with light and love, may we see the best messages for group 2 and how their crush sees them now. What do we need to see? Thank you so much for being here as always. So you're tuning into the energy. The window's open, and now that I have new audio, I feel like it's picking up everything. So you might even hear the train, the L. All right, let's see. Hopefully that doesn't bother you guys if you hear background. With the window open, Moon, my cat, she's having a lovely early morning. All right, let's get into it. So how does your crush see you now? The crush that you are thinking about, how do they see you? How do they see you? Okay. Whoa. What is this? Looks like a knight. Yes, Knight of Wands. Okay. So it fell on the ground, Knight of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. How does this person see you? How does your crush see you? The Moon. A lot of fantasies. We have the Four of Pentacles in the reversal coming through. How do they see you? Three of Cups. Interesting. I want to get the full message, so let's get the rest of your cards. Why is the Knight of Wands here? How does pile 2's crush see? Pile 2. We have the Eight of Wands in the reversal. That's an interesting combination. The Hermit in the reversal next to the Eight of Wands. Two of Wands. And let's get our last card, Spirit. How does group 2's crush see group 2 right now? Four of Swords in the reversal. And we got 2 4s. 8. So, and 2. So 2, 4, 8. Bottom of the deck is another 2. 2 of Swords in the reversal. Okay. So immediately, I am feeling the energy that this person has a lot of passion for you. You know, regardless of what's going on, and we're going to get into it, but this person is feeling the energy of just wanting to, I don't know, they feel a little bit more comfortable sitting in the shadows right now, maybe. You know, with the Moon coming through with the Knight of Wands. But then we got the Hermit and the Eight of Wands in the reversals. So this energy is this person might not be taking action, although they want to. If they are taking action, it might be in a very subtle way. You know, Knight of Wands is not really subtle. However, it's coming with the Eight of Wands in the reversal. So I feel with the Knight, which is someone that does take action, when the Knights are forward movement, even the Wands, this horse already looks like they're at a gallop or about to begin journeying somewhere. But then we have the Eight of Wands, which could feel like a delay. it could be a little bit of resistance as well, but it could also be a slower pacing energy. I feel as though this person may have come out of some sort of, look at this bottom row. We have the Eight of Wands, the Hermit, and the Four of Swords, all in the reversal. They could be coming out of a hermit mode in some way where they may not have been with anyone for a while. They could have been single, or they are single for a while. And by a while, I mean by choice as well, because I feel with the Hermit energy, Four of Swords, they could have been healing from something, but I also feel as though there could be a little bit of resistance here too, where if this person is feeling this passion, this synergetic urge to come in your direction, to come forward in your direction, something is holding them back, okay? And it could be fears. It could be that they just feel more comfortable, like I said earlier, in the background, crush. It depends also on what type of crush this is. If this is a crush that you have had for a while, where there could be something interfering, like if you guys work together, this person could feel like a little bit of an impossibility or a lot of roadblocks if they were to move forward, which is where the resistance could be. But that's not for everyone. I think as far as working with this person, but I think the majority of you, regardless, are going to come across this energy of, you might know that they are into you, they're vibing with you, they might be checking you out. The Knight of Wands is very flirtatious, but if they're not really moving, with obvious direction, then I think it's going to be more subtle. It could be eye contact. It could be even energy where you could feel it, that sacral energy kind of being activated. It is with this person. So how they view you is someone that is attractive to them. Okay. I want to get over here. We have the twos. The Two of Swords came out with the Two of Wands. Now, this could feel like someone being extremely stuck in the decision of moving forward. I feel as though this person could be like analysis paralysis, where they know what they want to do, but they could be so anxious or in fear that it really is keeping them from taking the aligned action that they might feel they want to take. We have the Three of Wands coming through after that, which feels as though there's a little bit of a distance, like I said earlier, where you guys might not be communicating. This might be something from afar, but I feel as though this person does want to have some sort of reunion, a good time with you. We got the Three of Cups coming up with the Four of Swords in the reversal. This could be what this person has been reflecting on as well. The fantasies, and it could be very illusory. And what I mean by that is, they could be thinking about you in a way that is so imaginative that the reality is now feeling far from the fantasy. And that could also delay someone's forward movement. They could be in their head over it and working themselves up. So this could be the energy that this person is in. I feel as though with the Three of Cups coming up with the Four of Swords, it is something that they do want to be in alignment with. They do want to, vibe with you in a frequency that feels, where you and this person could connect in a fun energy, a energy where you guys are working together. We also getting the three. So the Three of Cups with the Three of, what am I trying to do? Oh, Three of Wands. Sorry, guys. So we got 2 3s as well. And for me, that feels a little bit as though this person is thinking about communicating with you. But they still might be a little bit stuck, resistant. We got the Knight of Swords also at the bottom of the deck that I noticed. And this feels where they could still be keeping tabs on you. That could be why you are feeling their energy, if you are feeling their energy, because Knight of Swords usually feels like someone that is being a little bit of a creeper, looking you up, watching you behind the scenes. And with the moon energy, it could be feeling like it's in the shadows. And it doesn't mean that this person's a creep. It just means that this person is in that phase right now when they look at you. You know, your crush is not taking forward movement, and I feel it's due to some sort of anxiety that's brewing. Now, the Four of Pentacles in the reversal with the Two of Wands, I feel as though I felt like they do know what they want. They have made a decision. And I wonder if they sabotage, or if they might feel like they're sabotaging this. You know, if they are looking at you like someone that is of value, and you know, they're not moving forward even though they know they want to or they should. It's feeling where this person is now also getting in their mind about that, like they're over guessing, they're overthinking. It's adding into the mixture of anxiety that they're feeling. I do feel like this person has their eye on you for some time. It feels very loyal energy. So in other words, if you're crushing on this person is crushing on you. I do feel as though they also see you as someone that could be a little bit more mysterious, someone that isn't really engaging, maybe. It could also feel as though the resistance is coming from your actions. You know, because if they are moving in your direction, and this might not be for everyone, but with the Knight of Wands here, upright, and then we're getting like all of this energy at the bottom that feels like a person trying to figure things out, to get unstuck, to get unglued. I'm wondering if that's how they view you. You know, that could be where you might be the person that is a little anxious or fearful. So there might be a little bit of a runner energy coming from you, but that could also be their energy, and it could also be both. Both of you could be stuck in your head a little bit. So I want to get into the oracle now, because I want to see like what else. If both of you are scared, I mean, gosh, I get that. You know, fear could be debilitating when you are feeling someone's energy and you're feeling that passion, that attraction. I do feel like this is definitely a newer energy, or a fresh energy, I should say. Like you and this person might not really know each other right now, but you might come across each other often in some sort of social atmosphere, perhaps. All right, let's get into the oracle. Let's see. The Truth Oracle. Spirit, what do we need to see for... Just trying to shuffle it a different way, guys, because these cards are already bending, and I know I'm going to be using them a lot. All right, so, Spirit, how does Pile 2's crush see Pile 2? Let's give it one more awkward shuffle. I'm actually trying to get better at this type of shuffling, because it just helps with the cards. Okay. Let's get it. So, let's get into it. What else can we see, Spirit? How does Pile 2's crush, how do they see Pile 2 right now? What do we need to see? Okay. Divine timing. I think timing in general is at play. And I'm wondering if this is what this person is also thinking about. There might be, and again, the resistance could be so many different reasons. You may or may not know. We have trash. Message. Okay. Drinks. addiction. So, wow, I'm getting this person, and I picked up on that energy just through the reflective, like hermit. Now, this could also be in excess, where this person is excessively thinking about you, and it's starting to be a little bit more toxic as opposed to coming to a better understanding. Because, we got the Four of Swords with the Hermit in the reversal, with the Two of Swords in the reverse. Now, for some energy, for some of them, it could be them shifting out. But for a lot of them, it could be them being excessively, like, even more grandly in it. And that could be where the trash energy is. The feeling of toxic thoughts, getting in one's head, getting in someone's own way. And like I mentioned earlier about sabotage, this person could really be reflecting currently if they're messing things up. And they could also be recognizing that their thoughts are keeping them from aligned forward action. We have worthless, trash. I feel as though it could be feeling like this person is just lacking that confidence in the present moment. And they could be trying to get trashed. I mean, we do have addiction, drinks, trash. And, even in the trash photograph, you see a bottle on the ground and a bottle over here. Like a little bit of this person could be a partier, or they could be viewing you as someone that likes to party, but it could also be how when they are reflecting about you, what type of energy that they might be in. And it does feel a little bit obsessive. With the Knight of Swords in the reversal, that bottom of the deck, is someone keeping tabs, not really allowing themselves to completely distance. So even if this person is not communicating, or whatever that might look like in your connection or in this situation, you could still feel it. Maybe some of you can't, but this person is still moving in your direction behind the scenes. We do have message, and the energy of communication is coming up a little bit, where that is what this person is currently viewing you as far as like what they want to do. And it feels as though it's going to be communication that's coming in a subtle way. Eye contact is not enough, right? For those of you that do see each other in person, but those of you that don't, then it's the eye contact in the dreams, if they are dreaming about you legitimately, not just fantasizing. I feel as though how they view you is someone they want to talk to. Now, if you and your crush are already communicating, but you do feel as though this person is holding back or being a little bit where calculating, like you could feel that they might be playing games. And I don't know if they're doing that intentionally, but it could just be because they are hyper anxious about it, and it could be because they're hyper thinking about it. So I'm curious how the communication is going to be, if it's already happening. But for those of you where you're not communicating, there might be a drunken text, for example, or something like that, where they might have some sort of, liquid confidence just to move in your direction. So keep that in mind if they do come in. But I do feel like with that divine timing, that's what they view this connection or this crush. Again, they're looking at you as a crush too. And I feel as though they might be viewing you as someone that was placed in front of them in the best right time. And even if there's a little bit of a complication or a slow start, crushes could be slow burns, until it stops being fun, and then you gotta, walk away for some. But I think for others, this could be the energy of, if this person is able to work through their fears, or if you are able to work through your fears, you might be able to align. And drinks also could feel like going on a date. And with the Three of Cups, that energy of meeting up, actually communicating and having that time. But gosh, and I just got a message. Oh my God, Spirit, one night stand. I'm just looking at this bed. It just looks like a crazy night happened. The bed is now empty. That might not be for everyone, so please don't, assume, not every message is a general reading, right? But that message did come through right now for the first time. So take that as it fits. All right, I want to get into the heart's hidden secrets and see how bendy these are. I've had these for a long time, so we're just gonna shuffle them the old school way. But Spirit, what else could we see with this energy, this crush? How does, with the heart's hidden secrets, what else, what other details do we need to see as far as what this crush, how this crush sees Pal 2? Thank you so much, Spirit, of course. Oh my goodness. Chemistry is blasting out, and it fell on the ground, and it's feeling like that Knight of Wands. I'm wondering if this is lust for some, but for others, I feel like this chemistry, this passion is overwhelming, that it's debilitating. It's keeping this person from acting right. But I'm wondering also, to go back to the energy of perhaps this being a crush where, I'm wondering if this person is viewing you as, if there was a one night stand, that could be the energy of just passion and just being very attracted to you in a physical way. So how they see you now, I'm going to be honest, guys, if that is the energy for some of you, this person is not going to move forward right now, even if they want to. But I do feel but that's, like I said, could be for a very specific few who are dealing with someone and you have already been physical with this person. And then this person kind of started being more resistant or pulling away. So for that goes for that type of situation. But I think the majority of you, like I said, this person could be dealing with cloud. One of my cats was on the window screen. I hope, like I said, or maybe I didn't, but it's such a breezy day as well. So hopefully the background, the audio is awesome. I'm so grateful to finally get audio that works, because I kept buying audio that kept doing the same thing. All right, sorry, I just took a complete detour. So let me detour back in. I want to get 3 more cards, Spirit, for this energy. How does crush see? Emotional storm. Interesting. Turmoil, unstable, affected. I'm curious if this person is not the commitment type, and I'm wondering if they caught feelings and this is scaring them now. Because one of the things I noticed is depth is coming out. There could feel like a deeper type of chemistry or connection that you and this person feel for one another. We have releasing, letting go, moving on, walking away, and conflict. So interestingly enough, we are getting someone that could be in limbo. They could be excessively overthinking and still fantasizing and creating this big energy in their mind that's literally freaking them out. And now, whether or not you want to stick around for that type of energy, or if this energy is going to shift out of this person, especially if this is a newer crush, that is something that you definitely need to use discernment with. I do feel if this person is obviously taking steps back and walking away, then you need to allow this person to do so, regardless of the chemistry. And again, that is just advice that I feel I needed to say because for some of you could be really dealing with someone that is not handling this situation right now in a respectful way, perhaps. And it could feel very, you know, I'm getting a little bit like a lot of turmoil is happening for some of you. And, again, with the emotional storm, it is feeling where this person is viewing you where they may not want to deal with emotional storms. So that could also be why they are walking away or sabotaging this in some way, regardless, like I said, of the attraction. And I'm wondering if they're viewing you as messaging them as well. But let's see, I want to get your advice now because this is, you know it took a little bit of a turn, but I think just even with the energy of resistance right out the gate, when we first started the reading, that, and now that we got the big picture with the oracle, it just feels like this might not be your person. But, again, I would say use your discernment. If this person is able to come through in a respectful way that's not just in a passionate physical way, and could show you, how to be treated in a valuable way. Because I feel like they may also be misvaluing this situation, even if they know that they want you. Like I said, there is a feeling of loyalty involved as well. I'm wondering if this person is just in a phase or stage in their life where they are, just having fun, not really stopping and pausing with anyone. And this could be a crush where if you were physical with this person, um, it's now creating conflict within. Now what does this person do? Because they are feeling that energy between the both of you, but at the same time, it might be scaring the daylights out of them. This could be a karmic, but this could also feel, yeah, it could be a karmic. It could be something you're learning lessons with. But again, if that is creating a visceral reaction and you're getting angry by me saying that, this could also be the energy of someone that is just not ready in this current moment. I'm not picking up on too many emotions. It's more on the physical, the passionate. So keep that in mind. All right, Spirit, what do we need to see for advice? But I think the majority of you are understanding that this is the energy this person is coming through with, where this person isn't going away, but yet they're not giving you what, you probably see when it comes to this person. Like it's just not aligning. But yeah, this person is really still hyper obsessed when it comes to you. If you were physical, they are playing it over and over in their mind. That is for sure pile two. And again, but if this is feeling like a one night and now this person is distancing, regardless of how their energy is currently when they're thinking about you, if the reality is they're walking away or they're sabotaging this in some way that you're sensing, I just really want what's best for you guys, okay? Because I love you and Spirit loves you, and, just make the best decision for your higher self. But let's get your advice. I mean, Spirit, what do you need to give us? Ooh, does something flip over? Yes. 1122. major change. Interesting. Advice, comfort, advice. I mean, I just went into a little bit of an advice rant, but with major change too, that feels like you are on a cusp of releasing or, coming through on the other side when it comes to this energy, whether it's with this person or not. Now, time sensitive, this could feel like November 22nd, whatever, that might mean something for you. And it's also giving individuality, independence. I'm wondering if that's kind of where the advice is for you, but let's get one more. So 1122. 1144. Wow. How similar. I'm curious if the 22nd of a month or just the number combinations of doubles, and this is pile 2. It says mood swings. Mood swings, respect, family, constructive outlook, quality. Wow, I'm wondering if this person is causing you to go back and forth with them as well. Like, I'm wondering if you're on the fence and just not sure, but this reading, again, it's not that this person doesn't have any feelings. There could be some feelings. There's definitely passion, but the fact is you got to look at someone's actions, right? So regardless of what they're feeling or fantasizing about or focused on, which is you, they're keeping tabs on you. I'm not lying about that. That is a strong energy coming through, but are they coming forward in a respectful way? And if that's what you are currently wanting in your 3D, I don't think that's going to match up. So it could be going back and forth too. Like the pendulum is swinging back and forth. Like some days it feels promising with this person and then some days it doesn't. But it really depends on what you're looking for when it comes to this energy. Bottom of the deck, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it one step at a time. Everything's going to happen when you are aligned on the path that you are walking. It says connection, personal growth, oneness, and manifesting goals, connection, and completion. We're getting the energy and advice from Spirit of the car swooping through, cleansing the noise palette, but the feeling of, being single, being independent in the current moment. And if that's where you're at, if you are single, independent, and this person is kind of in the background, or the last experience you just kind of had that made you feel a certain way, like kind of shook your world up a little bit. I feel Spirit is saying the pendulum is going to shift back into peace. Just allow it to take it one day at a time, whether you are releasing this crush or not. That being said, oh man, pile 2, I love you so much. If you are still here, let me know how this resonates for you and your situation. I love or let us know the community that is being built. Thank you so much, of course, for staying. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love to see you again. And hopefully I will. Bye, guys. Hey, everyone, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose this Amazonite crystal and or the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck, then you're at the right place, pile 3. So I'm excited to see what's going on with this crush that you have. How do they see you right now? What's going on with that? Do they have any emotions? Do they like you? Are they crushing on you back? Are they moving in your direction? So we're going to see what details Spirit could provide for us today when it comes to your crush. So, Spirit, thank you so much, as always. May we get the best messages. What do we need to see when it comes to this crush for pile 3 today? Thank you so much, as always, for coming through for this energy. So, how does your crush see you, pile 3? What's going on? What is going on? How does your crush see you? Okay, so we're going to take it upright. We have the Ace of Charisma. Charisma is Pentacles in this deck. The Dungeons and Dragons. Ace of Pentacles. Wow. It is a very positive card, but I do want to get the rest of the messages to get the big idea. How did your crush see you? We have the Star. Oh my goodness. Upright. This is our first major arcana. Card number 17, Aquarius energy, which is air. The Ace of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, which is earth energy. How does your crush see you, pile 3? Let's see. So we have this coming up in reverse. The Page of Charisma. In the reversal. Page of Pentacles. And we're getting the Two of Strength in the reverse, which is Wands. Eight of Wisdom in the reversal, which is the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, this is getting more interesting as we go. How this crush sees you right now. How does this crush see pile 3, Spirit? The Magician. Okay, and now we're getting the 10 of Swords, which is intelligence in this deck, in the reversal, under the Page of Charisma. And that makes sense. Did this want to come up right or in the reverse? Okay, now it's falling on the ground upright. All right, and then I heard a bark, so we're going to keep it. 10 of Charisma, 10 of Pentacles upright. That's why. Okay. And then what is this? 7 of Strength, which is 7 of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy. 4 of Strength after that. Goodness, this is feeling like you and this person, your crush, is you guys have, this person looks at you in a very strong way. It could be a sense that this connection runs deeper in some way, beyond just like beginner crush feelings. I feel as though this person is feeling as though there is hope, like a new beginning that could occur with you. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Star coming right next to each other, our first cards. And the feeling I got was the feeling of this person wanting to renew some sort of like the sensation that is sweeping through them when they are thinking about you, of wanting to renew their own, stability within a romantic connection. I feel as though they see you as a fresh start, a new beginning, and, a wish come true, a wish fulfilled. Because they may have been very stuck in the past, or I'm wondering if they're recovering from something. It could be in the financial department where they are focusing on their work, where, the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, looks like we're going through the top row, is a feeling where someone cannot move in your direction, or they're not moving in your direction at all. They're being resistant, or they're just not ready to open that door, to walk through the threshold in a grounded way. Could feel where they are lacking in some sort of finances, but that might not be for everyone. But it could also be the energy of this person still in some regard not moving forward or being stuck in some way that's keeping them a little bit in a no contact. It might not be a long no contact though. It's hard to explain, but I'm wondering if this person is um just taking a pause or a step back. It's coming through with the Two of Wands. It could be where this person is just unclear in the moment. They don't know which direction to go into as far as their actions. They could still be swept away in their thoughts. To bounce over to the 10 of intelligence, it's feeling as though there could have been some sort of block in some ending. I'm wondering if you guys had an ending, but this person knows it's not permanent. Like they do want to still move in your direction. They want to take action in your direction. Is, I guess, what I'm getting to. Like the feeling as though you and this person might have been in cycles at one point where maybe this person had their walls up. They weren't aligned in their own, space where in some way they weren't able to meet you at your frequency. Seven of Strength is feeling a little bit like those boundaries, or I would even say hesitancy is coming through, or the lack of hesitancy as far as putting their walls up, So I'm getting though that how they are viewing you right now is they're looking more toward the future when it comes to you. You are definitely someone that they are feeling around. I feel in the present moment, ready to move in your direction. They don't want this to end. They're not walking away. And how they view you is someone that they're getting into alignment, and I feel like in the present moment that's their energy. It's actually pretty positive, although I do feel that at one point it wasn't as easy or it wasn't as positive. Like it could have been really rough at one point with this person if they were feeling resistance, or if this could be the energy of someone not taking the opportunity, not feeling ready. And, when the page is in the reversal, especially the page of Earth, or I'm sorry, Charisma, which is Pentacles, Earth energy, it could be on this person. They could be healing from something in their past. If some of you are their past, then it's them healing whatever energy existed between the two of you that was creating some sort of roadblock or distance. They are wanting to move in your direction at this point, and they see a future with you. But again, the current energy is they might be teetering back and forth. Just with the Magician, but then we're also getting, the Two of Wands. But if I'm looking at top row, bottom row, this feels as though they are moving forward sooner rather than later. It's going to be in the future or the near future. And it's going to create good energy between the both of you, I think. I'm wondering if I want any clarifiers though, because, the 10 of intelligence and the 8 of wisdom, is there anything else you could tell us about that? I would even say the page of charisma and the 10 of intelligence in the reversal, Spirit. Thank you. What do we need to see? Oh. The devil. Oh my goodness. Something was creating an energy that was getting in the way of union between the both of you. Spirit, can we get one more on this? The Tower in reverse. Oh, okay. So that's feeling like resistance. This person is letting their own, thoughts. It could be anything, guys. It could be sabotaging thoughts. It could be stuff about their own, self-worth. Whatever it is that they're thinking about, it is in excess when it comes to you. And that could have been the energy in the past, because I do feel like it's being shifted. So I want to get the Magician and Star Spirit. Is this energy happening sooner rather than later with the Ace? King of Strength. We got the King of Wands. I think this person is currently still working on some sort of confidence when it comes to moving forward in your direction again. So keep that in mind. Although I am still getting more. Are they going to come forward? And then we have the Six of Strength, which is the Six of Wands. I'm wondering if there's just a lot of setbacks that you and this person are dealing with, or if that's the current energy. But whatever it is that they're thinking about currently is they want to shift out of this, because it's not leading anywhere, and they don't want to walk away. I mean, they do see you. Oh my God, the Lovers is coming through now at the bottom of the deck, which is a decision that could be made in them wanting to solidify this connection between you and them. And they do feel a little bit of that distance, but in the present moment, they are still working through some of these blocks or whatever it is that created the distance. Because, I think a lot of these, these thoughts that are like permeating in their mind currently is more so on the positive, where they're looking at the sun in the horizon, like things are going to get better. The dawning of a new day with you and this crush connection, whatever this type of crush is. But like I said earlier, I do feel like it's goes a little bit deeper for most of you. Let's see what we could see, Spirit, with truth. How does Pile 3's crush see them? It's coming out a lot. It might have been all 3 readings. Silence is coming through a lot too. I definitely feel and message at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Insane. It's funny because similar cards are coming through, but completely different energy. So let's talk about some of this energy. I feel with this distance because someone needed a moment to cool down, and that could be this person who didn't take the steps they should have taken at the time you were allowing, or when you were ready. This person may not have been ready. So I think in this cool down, this silence, this person could be really shuffling through some toxic thoughts that they have been, that's been circulating in their energy field. It doesn't feel good, and that could have been what kept them, in a place of complacency as far as not really committing to aligned action yet, because they're still dealing with a lot of these blocks. They could also feel or look at you as, are you forgetting about them? Is this energy still going to be there if I do come, if I move forward to Pile 3? Will they even remember me? Will they even want me? So this could also be some of these toxic thoughts that are coming through when this person is now thinking about moving. But the thing is, like, their positive energy is coming forward where it's almost like a knowing. They know you are the right person for them. They know that they see you in their future. But in the current moment, it just feels like a far off reality. So they're still, in their 3D ego, where they're thinking, maybe you forgot about them. Maybe this isn't going to work out. Maybe I'm not ready. All of those things. I'm wondering if they are also viewing you as someone that they do want to talk to. They may have been someone that they, type out messages but don't really send them, or they delete them before they message you. Like those false start messages. It could be what the current energy is for some reason that came through. For those of you that are talking to this person, I do feel that they are trying to shift the energy in a positive way. And they're wondering if you're going to allow that to happen. So that's really going to be up to you. If you feel as though this connection is ready to move, to have a fresh start, to have a new beginning. Again, I am getting the energy that you've been dealing with this person for a while now. And it runs a little bit deeper than just a crush. So, feel free to comment. Let us know how that connects or relates to you and this person. If you are resonating with some of these messages. That being said, let's get into Heart's Hidden Secret. I feel like both of you, or this person, is definitely thinking about you in like an obsessive way as well. Even if there is still a disconnect. Spirit, what do we need to see? Group 3. Let's get one more. That is, okay, I wasn't going to say it. Oh my God, but I'm going to say it now. This is feeling a little bit like twin flame, but it could also feel like a soulmate. Take it as it fits. However you would define a spiritual connection, but it does feel a little as though you and this person aren't done yet, is the energy I'm getting. So we got the divine feminine, and with the lovers, and we had 4 of Wands earlier. That could feel like some sort of union coming through for this energy. And the union is, see how it fits into the camera. The union is what they are envisioning right now. I do feel like this person could be getting to their breaking point. Even if they are still kind of in the shadows, I'm wondering if they are starting to listen to their intuition or starting to feel their intuition speak louder in the silence that they are in. It's like this silence is producing some sort of emptiness. Like the trash was thrown out. So now it's like an empty retainer and they're missing your energy. And they know that when they are in your energy, it just feels good. It feels different. It feels full, fulfilled. Wow, that came through very strong. So let's get into your advice as we close out your reading. Apparently these are quicker messages for you guys, but I feel like this is really a positive reading depending on your connection with this person, but something is being shifted soon in the future. I do believe that this person is not moving on. In case you were wondering too, like if there is a disconnect, it might be mirrored. Like it could go both ways where both of you might think like, has this person forgotten about me? And the answer for both of you is absolutely not. This feels like a connection that both of you are feeling the energy. Difference. 1414, 1414, 14th of the month. I don't know why that's coming through. Also feeling double energy, but I want to make sure the right cards are coming out. So let's give a couple of shuffles. Spirit, what advice do we need to provide for pile 3 with this energy? If this is the type of connection I think it is, what is the current advice? And I would imagine it is to be in your own stillness as well. But let's see what Spirit could provide, messages or synchronicities with numbers, Spirit. What do we need to see? Let's get 2. Wow. Okay, so 1414 definitely wanted to show itself. Bottom of the deck energy, difference. So right now it could feel like you guys are at an odds with each other, are, you know, at a difference between the both of you. But let's see what else we have. 1111, time sensitive. 1111 just passed the energy portal, but it says high vibes. But still, if you're seeing 1111, that could also feel like twin flame energy. Four of Wands. And it's high vibes. So spirit is, and it says forward thinking 1551. It could be mirroring, but it could also be reflecting. Like when you are aligned, this person is going to feel more aligned. If you collapse, in your energy, this person might, start resisting or putting up their boundaries again. So it really does feel like the alignment is coming through with 1111 and 1551. It feels as though you take this, you're going to need to be the leader in this, as far as aligning with your own soul, being in that energy where it does place you in a high frequency consistently and stay and at a stable energy. Forward thinking could also be the feeling of hope, thinking of things in a way that are, reflective of a positive outcome, as opposed to worrying or hyper focusing and like going down the rabbit hole of thoughts. So forward thinking feels, a little bit more aligned, more sophisticated. Your higher self thinking type of energy, like higher technology within yourself. So that's where we're going to leave your reading. I hope this made sense and, gave you the messages you needed to hear when it comes to this energy, your crush, whatever type of connection this is. Let us know. And, if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. Hopefully we'll see you again. Bye, guys.